Load faster, roll 20.
Mood. All right, and yeah,
There we go.
so. Oh joy! I see the screen is up. I see the map is loaded.
I am unmuted.
Aha.
Hello, everyone.
Tess, I think, said
Okay.
she was going to be muted until we started, so
Okay.
someone probably needs to flag her.
Yep. These showtimes.
Oh, yes. Okay, I was like, why am I staring at a lot of black? Up, I see now.
Because up.
Yep. In fact, I'm gonna give a full focus ping. Drag everyone here because yeah, we were previously inside the gatehouse, but we've where Clayton is salty had an idea.
Now,
That's
Clayton
dangerous.
Salty had multiple ideas.
Yes. Yes, Clayton Assalti had idea. And he prepared them. And stepped out into the open.
He
shouting,
did not yet step out. He did not yet step out. Remember, we still had to discuss this when Jem was here.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
right, yeah. Right.
There is a chance for people to say, no, we're not doing that.
Chance to say that sounds like a really bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Do not,
right.
you will die.
Yep.
Do we have tests?
Tess is showing his AFK.
Oh, good question.
Tess, come back to us.
Tavisita! Tavisita!
Tavi, Tavi, Tavi.
Tavi, Tavi.
Yes, if there is one thing I could say for Clayton, it's that he will never go ahead without listening to people. Tess, we need you.
Oh. I would pet a kitty if there was one near me. There's a Reiko. Hello, Reiko. You want to come over here? Do you want to come here? Baby girl, you got to come over the other side. Tybalt, your name is not Reiko.
But are we sure?
He probably thought I was going to give you know what. Reiko, okay, I'll just pet you down here. This is annoying to do it this way, but I will do it. I am petting the kitty. She's a kitty.
While I wait, I am just going to think about the opening seconds of something about Mario Kart animated.
Reiko is gonna be 16 on the 18th.
Welcome to
My baby. Yes, you are my old lady. But you are still here and you are still good. Hi! We were waiting for you.
Hi. I just went to get food.
Oh, okay.
It's only been like 3 minutes.
It's been a bit longer than that, but welcome back.
I mean, I thought we started at 8.
We just started at 8.
And what time is it now?
8:04.
8:04.
Okay.
Semantics.
So, last we left off, the group successfully stealthed their way into Little Lockford in its original district, figured out that the gatehouse is probably safe, then slipped into the city hall, which oddly I don't have a map for. Inside Mayor Broadfoot's office, you found a few different key items of potential use. And right now, at least, it's more or less covered. This is valuable because, yeah, there are patrolling constructs that, as far as you know, have been ordered to kill you. Specifically, there are two primary types that are going around town. Clockwork defenders, little dog-like things with a electric bite, and clockwork observers, which are basically camera drones that will telepathically communicate with their creator if within a range, and scream.
Just scream.
Yes, but I think you can see how that would immediately cause problems. Of
Yes.
the
I mean, yes, but
of
that
the
isn't.
turn on the anticipation phase soundtrack variety.
And as we were just saying before Tess so gleefully returned, Clayton indicated that he had plans. And that's where we left off because we really needed Jem to be here for two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Clayton's first plan was very easy, not very exciting, but would probably work out for them reasonably well. But it would also leave the entire group at risk. From their position, they can see out over the chasm. They have a nice view of the roads. They can watch the patrols and time where the patrols are going. So their first goal are, if you're looking at the map, we do not have a test looking at the map in Roll20.
I keep forgetting I have to get on roll 20.
What do you want to go?
There, but yeah. To the east is Halfway Isle, which has an old monastery. Might be an opportunity to.
There might be survivors over there.
Here you go, baby. You gotta lay down.
Mm-hmm.
You can be up here, but you gotta lay down.
But what if she doesn't want to, Mother?
I don't know what else she's gonna do aside from just sniff everything. All the things that have been here for ages. I promise you, they don't smell any different.
Next month, she must test to see if that's true.
Anyway.
Reposting the link so that Tess can see the map that Clayton would be referring to.
Ah, yes.
And as I was saying, once they've
Sorry, I
timed,
have to scroll to. I have to scroll to find it.
I just posted it. So
I'm what?
if you look
You
at current
repost
Not
Can't
the
say
one
campaign,
on roll 20.
on roll 20
It's not-
is where Clayton's going to indicate, but I also posted the map that Clayton is pointing to in the Discord.
Oh,
And dragging you to the area you've been to.
Okay.
So far. So,
We are
Clayton's
currently
talking about this abbey over here, which notably is on. The bridges are down. You can travel both of these.
yes. As I said, the first plan is time the patrols from the safety of the mayor's office and attempt to head east first to the abbey where there are apparently possibly survivors, and then follow the road this way to where a second set of bridge controls will be. And from there, we'll have to do further planning because we do not have a good lay of the land. That's the first plan. The second plan, which Clayton thinks is much safer for the group, but not very safe for him, is that Clayton can solo go out of the city hall, call out, "Hey, I'm looking for Tixie! Tixie Talkworth!" Walk over to this bridge, waving his hands in the air, and say, "I've been wanting to meet you for a long time. I'm a fan. I need help. I heard you're a clockwork genius."
So, anyone who has heard this plan is free to roll me an intelligence check to see what they know about automaton.
Oh, I need to get my thing up.
Well, I'll give it a go. But
Yep.
Just a flat
Intelligence? Just flat
oh, right,
intelligence?
actually.
ink, just flat intelligence.
Flat intelligence for the moment.
For who?
Oh.
Everyone?
Anyone who heard
wants
the
to.
plan.
Anyone who's heard the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Cactus. This sounds fine.
I mean, hey, this sounds like something Clayton would do.
Yeah, pretty much. Leia, you're not being picked up again.
Zephiel, and Ari.
Sorry.
Yep.
The potential gap in this plan is very, very obvious. This is going to set every clockwork defender on him because they are probably not programmed to recognize "I'm a big fan" as a safety word, nor banana.
I didn't think so.
Jim.
That feels very
What I
obvious.
just said, you've got a thought on that too. That these things are constructs.
Yeah.
They are close in terms of behavior. They are closer to animated skeletons.
I'm gonna look at Clayton and I'm like, going, how about you try not to scare the shit out of Ari this time?
Please. Please,
Please.
please.
I agree with that.
Background audio.
I agree with that.
AFK.
Okay. I like my heart where it's at and not, in my throat, threatened to be thrown up because of anxiety.
Like, I'm sorry. I got Ari's backstory not too long ago, and the last thing we need is, for him to give him a heart attack.
Please.
I don't know. I think we owe him a heart attack after last time.
Rude! It's not like I knew that was gonna happen!
Look, the fact that it was pirates, and it might have been pirates that knew him, was not his fault, because those pirates were not supposed to be there, and as we saw, they were kind of dead anyway.
Yeah.
Ari was
Again.
not intentionally causing trouble there. This is intentionally
Yeah.
causing trouble.
Clayton's just going to pinch the bridge of his nose, sigh, and say, "All right, so would anyone like to tell me what their worry is?"
They're not gonna believe you, and they're just gonna outright attack you.
Look, even
You're
if
not gonna be able to talk your way out of it.
yeah, basically, even if Tixie does believe you, the automatons are not programmed to believe you.
Clayton's just
the automatons likely do not have
Very sorry
I'm
for
a
the sudden
big
AFK.
fan as a safe word.
Clayton's just going to smile and he says, "I know that." Clayton's going to say the whole.
Okay, so you're just looking to get killed.
Clayton's going to hold up his palm and say, "Perhaps if you take this beyond step one," Clayton's going to say,
You've only told us step
Way
one.
to get killed, yes.
Where's the rest of it? Because you've only told us step one.
He just smiles and says, "The important thing is that, yes, every automaton in Little Lockford will be on me." He just grins, points around, and says, "What do you think that means for all of you and the entire rest of the city?"
We're gonna be worried about you.
Yeah, basically, we're going to be worried about you.
Clayton's going to say, "Okay, I appreciate it. But would this not be much easier for all of you if you can go around without being molested?"
Not willing to risk it.
I'd rather smash skeletons than hope you run faster than them.
Basically, yeah. The short end of this is we're not letting you do it.
I will sit on you.
Clayton's gonna say,
I will let her.
"That's fine. I am always open to the opinion of others, but when things go south later," he just smiles.
How are you so sure it's going to go south?
How are you so sure that this plan isn't gonna go south?
Clayton's just going to smile even wider, look at Ari, and he's gonna say, "Because I know someone is going to do something foolish."
I
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
you.
Right at Ari.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna forget
Scooz,
Arya. I'm looking at Clayton.
scooz the fuck out of
Yeah,
me,
you.
sir. But who's the one who has been on death's doorstep twice now?
Excuse me.
I've been okay,
Once.
fine, once. I have barely been I've been injured, but I have not gotten nearly as close as you have. You nearly got yourself flayed in a casino.
If I hadn't come on a fucking giant, what was it? Was it a giant or a Tyrannosaurus
Golem,
Rex?
I think.
It was Golem. A Golem of
I
bones.
think Golem of Bones, yeah.
What did the bones take? What shape did they take?
I don't remember.
I thought it was a T-Rex.
Didn't
That was a
Yeah.
dinosaur.
It might have been a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Some creature. It turns the shape of some creature. And you rode that shit. Like the beautiful cavalry that you were.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Hi, kitten. Kitty
And
cat,
it-
you cannot have my mac and cheese.
In any case,
No mac and cheese?
You know, the funny thing is you said that and fucking Silas is on my screen.
Mm.
in any case,
Clayton says, "Look, I'm perfectly happy to go with the group on this one, but I don't have plans for when one of us gets spotted."
Okay. Again, I have invisibility. The first part of the first plan was to watch them and find out what their pattern is. Backup plans can be made in case we do get spotted, like invisibility, disguises, other things that we have at our fingertips that we can.
Oh, we might want to let Jen know that we may not have invisibility as an option.
Right. Orb might
Right,
be able to
yeah.
see through invisibility.
What was the
Clayton
point of
would
me
not
getting
point that
this
out.
stupid? What was the point of me getting this spell then?
Yes, Clayton is not going to be a jerk and say, "No, we don't have invisibility," but invisibility might not be an option.
It might be an option when we get into the workshop.
The point is, it's a little harder than we would like. But yes, Clayton's going to say, "I'm perfectly fine with moving to the next aisle. The important thing now is that we have to check for survivors."
I do think checking for survivors is probably a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah, we should check for the survivors. That might
I'm
make them
less
feel
less
better.
convinced about the the attempted fanning.
Clayton's just going to put that in his back pocket because he knows that things will go wrong. No mission is ever easy.
Yeah, but if
Yes,
they go wrong,
perhaps
it's
later you can run off going, "I'm a huge fan."
Unfortunately, if we're caught sneaking, that doesn't work as well.
yeah. I was gonna say that's that no. You can put it in your back pocket for any of our other missions that we get on, but I think for this one,
At any rate,
I have a question.
we have decided on our plan. So
I have a
Clayton's
question.
going to be like, "All right, everyone, get to timing.
Have we
I'm
just-
not going to be the only
have-
one giving the signal here."
Wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't say we were finished discussing.
mhm.
I have a
You're in
question.
trouble.
By all
I hear-
means,
I have a question. Were we asked to be sneaky?
if we get seen, the entire place goes on red alert,
Okay.
and everything gets much harder.
Okay.
It was
I think
less
that's the
we
most
were
Why
likely.
would
less we
Later.
weren't.
what?
Yeah, I was gonna say less that we were asked to be sneaky, and more of it will make it things harder for us if we are seen, like way harder.
Okay. But
Specifically
what are we
because,
trying to do here? Because
okay,
I've completely lost the thread.
if I may step in at this point to give the summation of the mission, the goal is to liberate Little Lockford from Tixie Talkworth, currently the only person in there. She started experimenting on herself, is part construct, and has gone completely chaotic, evil, insane. When they tried to stop her
Okay.
research, she activated all of the guard robots, all the guard automatons she's built for the town, to kill all humanoids except her. Or something like that. They don't know the exact orders. They just know that quite a few people died, and the rest of them have had to flee the city.
Okay. Hold on. So people aren't going to attack us. It's going to be the bone.
It's going to be robots, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be robots. Okay.
Mhm.
So if we just wreak havoc and smash them all, in case we get caught,
Mm-hmm.
If we get
there's
caught and
no.
need to wreak havoc and smash them all, that is an option. However, smashing them all may be struggle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a
Because
small
they're.
force of 1 or 2. This is an entire city's garrison of
So
guards.
maybe we should be figuring out how to disarm the robots entirely, or
Uh,
deprogram them,
if
or
you
take them
if
apart.
you if you look at the map we gave you,
Mm-hmm.
there is a failsafe that we can trigger, but we need something off of Tixie to do it, which will shut down the clock.
Okay.
It's in the southeast, but we can't get there without her key code, password, something.
You don't
So.
know for sure what yet.
We know that
So.
Tixie has something that's going to keep it from working.
Okay. So our goal is to get to Tixie, even though she's lost her damn mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Are we
Um,
supposed to kill her?
They
The
don't care how
guys-
it's resolved so long as they get their town back.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
We are allowed to get stabby.
Okay. Okay. Um.
Excessive force
And
has been approved.
what's the thing that can see through invisibility?
There are 2 sorts of automatons going around. There are ground units, which are soldiers, which, as far as we know, are just giant bipedal clockwork things.
Uh-huh.
And then, Ink, do you have those links handy? I don't see them. Just to repost so she can see them. And then there are a fewer amount of flying ones flying around the city, keeping watch, which will sound an alarm the minute they see anything. And she is in telepathic contact with them.
So it's not like we can take him out of the sky.
Correct.
I mean, if things go sideways, we can always try to take one out of the sky,
I mean,
but
we can try, but
I mean,
we're
I'm just
dealing with an
thinking that
entire garrison, and if we lose one, that means she's going to know something's up.
Stupid. Well, actually, I can't be doing any of this questioning because I'm actually too dumb for it.
It's quite all right.
So I was accidentally being Tess and not Jem. Jem is like, I don't care, I don't like it.
Mm,
Actually,
Fortunately,
Jem is more like
are
Jem is gonna be more like, wait, why can't I sneak in and just stab her?
Yeah,
Because she
fortunately,
made that
Ari
difficult for
Midday-
you.
Ari Midday and
I have
Jess
spider clam and
realized the point.
invisibility and like other things that make me impossible to fucking see.
And she has made them all, unfortunately, redundant. Or I'm assuming she's
I'm
made
just
them
gonna
all
throw my
redundant.
hands. I'm gonna throw my arms up in the air and just be like, well, then this is stupid.
Well,
Yeah.
I will put on the notes that something Jimmy Show would definitely have been able to observe is that the city is on a set of columns with the volcano below. This means that the walls of the columns are definitely potentially friendly to spider climb, as is the underside of any bridges that are crossable by going down. So you do have maneuverability options that could be very useful for the sneak play.
Yes, very good for camp, just not so good for the party.
Well,
So
I'd have to investigate those bridges, but
the other
if I
problem.
can
Go ahead.
is if I can, surprise any of the guards into falling off the bridges into the volcano.
There's
Um,
that.
she wouldn't know necessarily that they're disappearing. I mean, they just fell into the volcano. Oops. Clearly a flawed one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but the other problem, which I was going to point out that you may not have been privy to, is that we believe that Tixie is on the center island, and all of the bridges to the center island have been lifted, so we have no access to the center island at the moment. If you look at the map in Discord, there is a backup set of bridge controls to the east, which is where Clayton was indicating they should head to.
Big Sigh is correct.
Big Sigh is very correct. This is not an easy job.
So let's see here.
Yes. Clayton would be explaining the entire purpose is so that we know where of him revealing himself and running like hell is so that A, we know where all the guards are, B, all the guards are centered on one island, and C, that means that the rest of the islands are safe for the rest of the party.
Except that we still can't get to the goddamn middle, and so you're risking your life for no fucking reason.
I think, yeah, it feels
We need to
early.
be able to figure out how to get to the middle before we do any bait and switch shit.
Oh, we have a way to the middle on that.
Okay, tell me.
On that northeastern island, there is a setup of backup bridge controls.
Okay, so why can't I get to that island?
Yeah.
So why can't I get to that island by going under the bridges?
Oh, you
sneaking around.
You can absolutely go to that island, and but you will. But it's either we're going to go as a party and risk being seen, or Jem is going to be alone and risk trouble if she's alone. Which is, again, all of your choices. Clayton is not saying we're doing this. He's presenting options. And if Jem would point out that she wants to spider climb, he can certainly add that as a third plan.
Or to the stack of, or to the
I mean, if
toolkit.
Jem's spider climbing while the rest of us are being sneaky in other ways, I think that's a good fallback.
Mm-hmm.
But one, that offers the room for Jamisha to scout ahead a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely an option.
It's better than let them eat me and we somehow get there without you and leave you to your own devices.
If Jem
actually,
is,
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, which is terrible because we shouldn't listen to my ideas because I don't have a brain. But instead of you being the distraction, why don't you set off a bomb in one of the buildings far away from the northeastern island?
The bomb could be the distraction. Maybe if you time it with an automaton, it could have gone haywire.
And that way, that's a distraction. They all head over there. We can get to the northeastern island.
And you don't have to run around with all of them chasing you.
From an ethical standpoint, destroying someone's house would be dispreferable, but other buildings may be appropriate targets.
Oh, there are lots of options.
City Hall.
Like going, I'm sorry. Even if it was somebody's house, I'm gonna sit there and be like, do you want your town back or do you want your house that you can't live in because you don't have your town? Which one is it gonna be?
It can rebuild.
Given, not a house would be preferable. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'm sorry, we can't do this because it's a full person's house, and they're gonna want to come back to it. Well, there ain't gonna be no house if we don't get their fucking town back. Either way, they're out of house.
Clayton's gonna say we can certainly do that. I just don't have a lot of explosives because he's.
Why not?
He's going to point out the window and say, because we're over a volcano.
Well, even more reasons to have explosives, actually.
Good reason to have an explosive, not a good reason to have multiple fuses that may ignite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Clayton's going to say,
I
I'm
mean,
perfectly
I
willing
don't.
to do this plan, but it will put a crimp on our supplies, and we don't know if everything is going to respond to it. I'm perfectly
It's
happy
a
to do it.
distraction. It's a distraction.
I'm not against it. I'm perfectly happy. I'm just pointing out what the con is to the plan.
Okay, I'm okay, Mr. Know-it-all. What's the con to you being the bait?
The con to me being the bait is that I have to spend 3 hours running, hiding, and generally being either evasive or convince Tixie that I am not a threat and actually worth talking to.
Okay, all of which could epically fail and end with your death. That's the con.
That is a much larger con, in my opinion. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
We have
Like,
managed.
I'm gonna poke him in the face and be like, going, "Are you secretly immortal and not telling us?" Poke his
Clayton's
face.
just going to smile a little wider and say, if I was, do you think I'd reveal it?
Okay. Well, then you should probably say it if you want us to let you die. Because we're fine letting.
Look at Zeph, look at Ari, look at Jem, look at Mitney, look at Archie, and say, surely none of us are keeping secrets, correct?
Hey, 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 hey. We have
I'm
revealed.
gonna cross my arms and look at him and be like, "Excuse me. If the option are, you know what, you should let me do this because I can't die, and the option is I'm gonna keep quiet and let them hope they just let me die. Clearly, one is smarter than the other."
Clayton's gonna say, let's blow something up and use it as a distraction and see what happens. Just be aware it's not gonna work twice.
That's fine. We only really.
Well, how many bombs do you have?
To do this job, 3.
So we'll set up 3 bombs in 3 different locations and have them chain react. You can do that, right? You're the genius.
Clayton's just gonna wiggle his hand in a kinda, gonna say, the other problem is I only have access to this first island.
Then how the fuck are we gonna get to the northeastern one?
We currently have access to this one because it's a long distance to the other ones.
Yeah. I can't exactly set bombs anywhere but here.
If I could set the bombs for you?
Clayton's gonna say, that won't happen. He's gonna say, I trust you, but what I don't trust is the volcano. If anything goes wrong, it will kill you.
I mean, I can stick to walls. I can stick to the wall of the
Nature.
volcano too. I'm going, I think it's funny that you're okay with dying, but not okay letting me die.
Clayton's gonna say, he's going to pause and he's gonna say, the point is, I know what these things can handle and can't handle, and I'm barely comfortable holding them at this height. If you crawl under the bridges, I'm afraid they'll explode.
I'm not gonna drop them into the
He's going to say, that doesn't matter. These things have a set ignition point, and we're very close to it.
How much popcorn do you have, Meatman?
The real secret.
Only because I'm like going, we could dump a whole lot of popcorn into the volcano and see what happens.
Right? My corn chips turned into popcorn when I wasn't looking because of the heat.
To cut this off at the head, nobody besides me is going to be handling any explosives on this mission.
I have to check my spells. Maybe I can drag you along with me.
And I would just like to say that this is rooted in science. The closer you get to a volcano, the hotter the air gets, and fuses do have low ignition points.
This is true.
Roll 20s being a butt, I will try to return.
Yeah, it does that.
That's fine. This is not. Don't bring science into my fantasy game.
Too late. I think the science was already
I just.
there.
I don't think it was.
I'm
Most
sure.
of the science in this world is explained by magic.
Not always.
Temperature science.
We
We
do
do
what we
what we
must
must
Because we
can.
can.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hear other people's ideas.
So, the current proposed plans that I'm aware of are attempt to do this full stealth. I have an appropriate sound check ready for that. One option is Clayton simply goes loud, hoping to get as many guards as possible of the guard robots as possible off of everybody else. Option 2 alternate is Jamisha does the same because of superior stealthing and destruction options. And options idea C is distract with explosives. That said, you do not have full information, and you do know that there are 6 districts of Lockford to deal with. You are in the first of them, Old Lockford, but then there's Halfway Isle, Turbine Heights, Smolder Town, Cave Mouth, and the actual Central Overlook.
Okay, so which one is the one that has the things?
You believe, based on the info you've got, that Turbine Heights is the one with the alternate bridge controls. You
Okay.
can also get around without the bridge controls using using the bucket line that goes around several of the central districts.
But unfortunately, it doesn't reach the middle island.
Not
But
by
we
itself,
can get, but we can get to the other things with the bucket.
Yep.
even
Why don't you get in a bucket and I go under the bridge?
I mean, I was going to suggest.
Bucket
I-
sounds like a great transportation.
Yeah. I was gonna.
What's wrong with bucket?
I was thinking that. I mean, splitting up isn't always the most viable plan, but in this case, having multiple distractions might actually not be a terrible idea.
I have a question again.
Shoot.
Um, if we take out a robot, is she gonna know we took out a robot?
We don't know.
So
We know
we don't know.
that the observers are telepathically linked. We don't know about the
Regular robots.
ground ones.
Okay,
yes.
so I'm gonna err on the side that she don't know, because that's a lot to be connected to, and she's not
Yes,
gonna be able to
but
focus on all that
being
shit.
connected to a lot could be why she went fucking nuts.
Maybe, but that doesn't mean she's gonna be able to tell where it's coming from, because being fucking nuts also means you're fucking paranoid.
Yeah, that's also true.
So it might not even matter.
Clayton would prefer not to split the party on this, but this is a good planning phase.
Hey.
He will
I
say
I would
that
like
he's
to
not
split the
comfortable.
party for in quote split the party as we I would like us to watch different areas, maybe in pairs, to study patterns. Like, do the scouty guys pay a lot of attention to the cart, the buckets? Are they paying extra attention to bridges? Like, multiple scouty plans.
Well, we have a good vantage point of the all of this island from City Hall. We can see the bridges, we can see the Abbey, and we can definitely see where the flyboys are flying.
So with that said, for the sake of time and abstraction, I need a quick minute to run my dishes. And while we do that, if you guys from City Hall, you can see enough to get at least some idea of the basic patrol routes. Give me, and this can be any combination of you, 3 stealth checks, 3 perception checks. And I'm going to presume one of you can take notes based on the results of the other perception checks. The more high rolls you get, the better the results will be. Only a nat 1 will result in an immediate loud. on a stealth.
Okay, so perception check.
Yep, perceptions and stealths. It can be any of you, but I want different people. One person can roll one of each, but I want 3 different people for perception and 3 different people for stealth.
Okay,
Midnight will go stealth. That's higher than her perception.
Yeah, I
Back in a
don't
moment.
believe in my own stealth, so I'm gonna go perception. Let me double check though.
I may actually go for stealth because one of the magic items I grabbed gives me advantage on stealth checks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go perception.
Clayton will also go stealth. He's got a very high modifier for it.
So Midnight had a good time.
I'm being rest.
Oh man, the perception is real.
Okay.
My stealth is probably better here for me.
Be nice if you stop dropping that fucking AoE on top of us.
I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
And Archie's wearing heavy armor?
It's I believe that's I believe the artifact that gives them an advantage.
No,
Is that a disadvantage roll?
yeah.
Am I the one who gets an
You
advantage?
shouldn't be wearing heavy armor.
That's why I was wondering. I was going to say, I don't think Archie was wearing heavy armor.
It shouldn't be counting me as wearing heavy.
Taking a look.
There you go.
Because I went.
Scale mail does count as heavy.
I swear that I choose medium.
Yes, but it's stealth. It does inflict stealth disadvantage. It's listed in the properties of the item, in fact. If this was a case of you genuinely thought scale did not do that, I will then
Yeah,
yeah, that's fair. Let's
yeah,
see.
I
Hold
did
on.
not know that scale did that.
Okay.
Okay. So perception is okay. I'll just roll stealth. And
yeah, scale mail weighs 45 pounds.
It is heavier than you would imagine it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the item would have made it a flat roll. Then yeah, I would if I'd known that it imposed disadvantage though. I probably actually would have chosen a piece of armor that did not impose disadvantage. And B, I would have chosen to roll perception.
Okay, so yeah, hide or studded leather would be, or chain shirt are ones that you could swap to, and I will allow that to be a free swap.
Okay.
Because you guys are in a stealth heavy campaign. You knew this up front, so it would be very reasonable that you picked a lighter armor for that purpose. Just for rogues.
Well, the fact that in 5th edition, every rogue winds up wearing the same exact set of gear. From the Dungeon Master's module, I mean, or guide.
Yeah. I get it. Let's see.
So should I roll normal or advantage?
Do you have a given that you're scouting from the city hall, unless you're preemptively your invisibility, that's limited uses per day, yeah?
I think my invisibility is a spell. So I guess it is limited. just based on my spell slots. Yeah, invisibility is level 2 spell.
And of course, being a warlock, the one who should be fresh on a vest, so you actually got 2 slots. You got 2 casts per short. So, if you want to use one of those now, you could do so, which would basically, I would just tell you straight up, would be a near guaranteed auto success, like severely dropping the DC in addition to advantage, or you can just go for the regular way because you are pretty damn good at stealth. Choice is yours.
Okay. So either way, no advantage, right?
If you use invisibility, you will have advantage.
I won't have to.
Yeah, but at that point, it make it so easy that you probably don't need. I wouldn't recommend it.
Wouldn't recommend using invisibility.
Invisibility. I would recommend hanging on to it for the moment.
Yeah, that's one of those tools we want to save for when we need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially compared to other stealth shenanigans you can bust out, like solid smoke. That while it's noticeable.
Yeah, I also think that invisibility can be cast on others. So.
Checking that.
So I can always use it on somebody else.
Yes, you can. The catch with that, for the record, is that does leave you have to concentrate on the spell, hang on to it. But
well, that's fine. I'm the only reason I was asking is because of my skill set. I was wondering if I had an advantage for a stealth roll or not. That's all I wanted to know.
Without
I don't have
invisibility,
advantage.
no. It's a normal roll without invisibility.
It's a normal roll. Okay, and that's all I needed to know.
Wow. You didn't need advantage.
Damn, yeah.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
Good job.
Excuse me.
See, 19, 21, 19, 9, 11, 24.
Throat is very gross tonight. I apologize.
Okay.
The dice bag is dramatically dropped on the table.
Oh no. I'm scared. I'm scared.
Okay. And
you are highly confident that you have not been observed. And you have a good sense of the patrol routes and their approximate timings. With this, for getting around the aisle, I will only need 1 stealth check per group, and the DC and their perception penalties to catch you will be at a penalty of a hidden scaling. But significant.
Yes.
Because you have enough sense of when to advance. You may want, for optimal results, you may want to refresh your understanding when you get to the other larger districts. But getting to halfway aisle, actually I'm going to go further and say that you can get to halfway aisle without even needing a stealth check, just by scooching at the right time and keeping low and relatively quiet.
Hell yeah.
Right. And that's where we want to go anyway first, to see if there are survivors.
Yep.
So shall we proceed there?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. I will be advancing the Clayton to represent. So one thing you can notice as you move is the observers do seem to have a limit how far they can see. Exactly what it is isn't clear, but it does mean that they're not going like extremely high up. They're above building level, but not like tens and tens of feet. So that indicates a limit to their perception range. So good to know. Your next, but yeah, Okay, let's see. Let me break out the notes. And let's check if there's a map for this. Oh, there is in fact one. Okay. So Halfway Isle used to be a giant stalagmite until the gnomes sheared the top of it off, and caused it to crash in and get stuck in the ground, get stuck in the volcanic ground underneath. Um, the
Gnomes.
the Abbey of the Deep Brother was then built on
Mhm.
top of it because they were absolutely confident that this was fine. Bridges connect Halfway Isle to the neighboring
Gnomes.
districts of Old Lockford and Turbine Height.
No.
I will zoom you into the map at the moment when you head towards the interior, but let's see. As you approach next to the road stands a squat stone building capped with a stone dome. The building's entrance is a double door carved to resemble interlocking hands. Centered above it is a golden pick with a short handle. Anyone may opt to roll religion to recognize the significance of these symbols.
I might actually have something here.
Maybe. Let's see.
If this is
Probably
what
not.
if this is what I think it is, does Clayton get advantage on this roll?
Uh,
Midney has no idea where
no,
we are anymore.
is not what. It's not that.
Okay, then yes, normal roll.
Whitney, did you get drunk too early?
Maybe.
Whitney, no.
Was that popcorn fermented?
Fermented popcorn.
Apparently it was.
Whitney, no. Whitney, stop.
This headband is helpful.
Oh my. Okay. Let's see. Jimmy. No. Archivist, Ari, and Zephiel all recognize this as a symbol of Kalajaran's smooth hands. These the Sverfnebling god, particularly of miners and stone carvers. The Sverfnebling, there's a lot of intersection between their different gods, but miners and stone carvers, smooth hands likes them. Yes, that is his name.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That's a choice.
Yeah, sure. Why
Yep.
wouldn't his name be Smooth Hands?
All right. Do you guys choose to slide right in?
Weren't we told that the door was barricaded? I could be mistaken on that one.
You heard that they thought they barricaded themselves in. However, the door does not have barricading visible on the outside.
Windows?
The longer we're outside, the more
Yeah.
likely we're spotted. Let's try the door.
Yep.
Knock knock.
It opens immediately, and I will reveal and open up a scene. Drag everyone down here. I don't need you to drag yourselves onto the map unless fighting breaks out. Hopefully we're not going to be doing that because this map is not rigged with a grid.
Yay!
Why is it
Awesome.
not?
So I'm going to just tell you flat out, if it gets to that, we're going to break out Theater of the Mind combat style and hope it works.
Okay.
Because yeah.
Extremely
Okay.
valid.
So as you get the door immediately opens, largest room, and you step in. To your left, in an alcove just in the entrance, is a 4-foot tall statue of Kala Duran, face figure hidden under a cowled robe. The right hand is held out, displaying a stone carved ring on every finger. Directly across from you is a place of worship, altar in the center, domed chamber. Any word said anywhere in here would be heard through the entire room. And hang on.
I was going to say, as a polite question, are we supposed to be able to see those things on the map?
No. No.
We definitely didn't see those things in the map. Don't worry about it.
Don't
No,
worry
no.
about it.
What's Jay talking about?
Okay. Okay. There are more rooms to the right. So do you guys choose to go right into the middle or?
Clayton's going to gesture everyone off to the right towards the hallway first because he really wants to be out from in front of the door.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to say that you're able to close the door without incident. You definitely going to wish to keep track of time, though, as your method of keeping an eye on the patrols, because there are no windows out of here.
Of course there are.
Unfortunate.
I do, however, as part of my thing that was approved in the beginning, I know what time it is at all times.
That's helpful.
That is true. That is and that's especially useful at the moment. So remember that you've got that, please.
Yes.
Yes. More precisely, remember how much time we have left between safety sweeps. So
yeah.
Clayton's just going to say, "Okay, we don't have long. Check the rooms. I'm going to look in the tabernacle worship area, that place, and if we find anyone, keep your voices down and get us together."
Okay. All right. So I am going to I'm going to slightly roll a random party member. Okay. Look at the listy. Sephiel. As you start crossing through the rooms, a deep gnome pops in the back room. Interestingly, he slides out through the wall as if he were melding into it. Not going to make you guys roll for recognizing the spell meld into stone, which literally lets you hide in stone for up to 8 hours. You guys have come outside. You're outsiders. Hi, thank you. Okay, it's been. Look, there. I tried to get out, but the constructs chased me back in here. I closed the door. They didn't. They gave up, and then two of the prisoners slipped in here. Where are they? Dramatic camera switch, Clayton.
One thing I want to note is that Clayton wanted to check the altar area because he knows that he is very unwelcome in gnomish religion areas. So he is creeping and sneaking and peeking.
Okay, well, make me a stealth check at disadvantage.
Could be worse. Probably not enough, but could be worse.
Who the hell are you?
Shit.
Clayton's just going to say, someone who shouldn't be here. Probably like you.
And a bugbear leans out from behind one of the pews. Given that these pews are pretty small, that was a pretty good hiding job until he revealed himself. Bonk, what do we do? I don't know. What?
Clayton's going to gesture for them to lower their voices and say, "I'm not here to rat you out."
Yeah. Camera switch. The rest of the party. I need to get out of here. I haven't been able to eat in days. I've been having to hide from them and from the constructs.
Do we have any rations we can give this poor dude?
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all of us have rations in our packs, so yeah, you can feed him.
Yeah.
Yay, I have a new pet.
He is scarcely holding on to basic politeness as he chomps into the various components of ration.
Can you blame him?
Yes.
Many of these would kind of be more surfacey than a lot of what he's used to, but frankly, cheese nuts, other critic attack, it is enough to get him. It's enough to get him thinking about it. I want to get out of here. Can you guys get me to the outer gates? I can pay you.
The problem is our main goal here is to deal with Nutso Clockworth in the middle.
You can't leave me here with those two. Look, they were brigands who've been a huge problem for the city for a long time. I don't know how many of them there are, but they were a full gang. Clayton! There's just
When
two of
last we
them.
left, Clayton said, "I'm not here to rat you out or anything." So,
Yeah. Maybe you can help me maybe you can help us get out of here. We've been holding up here for a while now. It's just the two of us left.
Clayton's going to say, "I heard that there were people in the prison, and pardon my judgment, you don't look like gnomes." Say,
Yeah.
you're all that's left of your gang?
As far as I know,
Clayton's going to say, that ain't
constructs
good.
constructs went right for us too. For stupid things, and we were unarmed. He shudders.
Clayton's just going to say, the whole plan is to get people out, but it's still dangerous outside. You guys eaten recently?
Well, we can handle. We'll be fine. But we need
Clayton's
to
going to nod. He's just going to say, we can get you out, but if you've made enemies of the gnomes, the way I know out takes you right through the middle of them. He's just going to say, whether or not you want to risk that, that's on you.
back to the rest of the party. So, he looks a little downcast as you mentioned that your way is further into the town. I need to find the others. I need to get out of here.
We could stash him in the gatehouse by the exit.
If you go to the gatehouse, he's you're golden. He's golden. Yeah. If you can get to the outer gates,
I'm gonna tell him, look, we're here to get everybody out and deal with the problems so you guys can get back your town. So we can get you to the gate, but you can't come back to look for your friends. You just gotta trust us to find them. Or you can stay here and wait for us to pick you up with everybody else.
They should be out of town already, but let's get me out of here. Please.
Oh.
Mitney's going to whisper to Clayton that maybe don't take the brigands out for a little bit yet. Like, hey, we found a terrified gnome, and we should pretend not to see that where you are.
Clayton's fine with that, and he's just going to give a behind the back gesture of, go ahead, I'll keep him busy.
Okay.
Archie will whisper timings as do that.
Okay.
Through our,
so, do you not... So...
Link shell.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
No,
We're link shelling.
Yes,
Definitely
I'm aware,
link shelling.
Yes, I'm aware. The detail is, do you want to try and send the full party back? Or do you want to use just one or a small portion of the party in Kavoda and then regroup before you get out of here?
Yeah, I think that, two small parties kind of thing.
Okay, so who's going to try to get out with this steep gnome? You do know that he has meld into stone, so if combat ensues, he can disappear for a bit. He can safely disappear. Other than that, he just needs guidance out of here. So
yes.
Yep. So I would posit that you could pop if with a little luck, Jamisha could solo get this guy out and get back.
Jamisha is the sneakiest / able to hop down the side for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
No problem.
let us pivot the camera towards Jamisha, and I'm actually going to go a little further. I'm going to move the Clayton mark to mark where on the outer map. You'll want to scroll up to the outer map for the moment.
Yep.
And why did you? Okay, we're gonna shrink the token a bit. Okay, so you've been given the gift of timing, but you are going the opposite way of the opposite direction. You will need to make an active stealth check using the information you've been given. Their perception check to spot you will have a penalty. What it is, I'm not saying.
Okay.
But you can opt to to use invisibility, but you could only get yourself or the Snowish monk concealed in that way. There are of course other tricks you could consider, or you just give me one big stealth check.
Okay. Looking at my spells. Do have that. Could I disguise myself as one of the robots?
Looking at your spell options, so disguise self normally only works for humanoid forms.
I guess their bots, the sentry bots, don't count as.
No, they're more
humanoid?
dog shaped.
Oh, okay. All right,
Kind of.
so not that one. I'm just looking to see what my options are.
Yep.
Um. Okay. I think just one big stealth check then. I don't think I can cast Misty Step on him. I don't know if I can take him with me to Misty Step. To the gate.
Checking the text. Nah, Misty Step is self only.
It's just a self only. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Still ridiculously good. Okay.
Okay, so giant stealth check. No advantage, I assume.
Right. But their perception check to spot you is at a significant penalty.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Hope you don't roll low.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Well, you blast. Yep, you spot the observer well before it turns to spot you. Duck around a corner, and after some more seconds, shuffle onward without difficulty. Even with a gnome, even with a deep gnome, he is successfully following you, and you can't help but notice that the rocky terrain. He seems to have a little bit of confidence, almost like he is got a bit of a stealth advantage.
Good. And he'll be fine.
This gets you there, and he's definitely terrified as you proceed through the city. But you make it out to the gatehouse without difficulty, and quickly, and he nods, glances towards the guards. You do know that you can knock and have them flat out open the gates by knocking, or you can just signal him into the gatehouse, and he'll be safe here for the time being until the next time it opens. The next time you open up, say on your way out. The first one has a non-trivially higher chance of being noticed. However, you would also have the town guards with some very heavy equipment right at your back to deal with the ensuing combat. So,
Assuming there was combat.
if there was any. So, the choice is yours. Get him out ASAP, or have him hole up in a safer location where there's no crazies, or what he would consider crazy.
Okay.
So, choice is yours.
So he's safe, right?
He is safe either way, yes.
Yes. He would rather get out of town.
And
That's
if we
fine.
leave him, he may still panic, so out of character, I would recommend just opening the door and getting him to safety.
Okay, I'll do that.
As you knock on the gates, the two guards cast a spell that causes the gates to slowly swing open. Kavoda nods. He is clearly saying, "Thank you, by Dawn, Dawn's grace. Thank you, thank you." And he pulls two items out of his robe: a spell scroll marked as the spell magic weapon, and a potion of hill giant strength.
Ooh.
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 Could be useful.
Jem got some toys.
Yep.
Jem's gonna bring
Go
it back to
ahead
the
and-
group.
All right.
I thank him profusely.
Check
I thank him,
something.
and I'm like going, "Hey, thanks. This will help. Hopefully, you can come back to town soon."
Let's see. That's when. Oh, right, you have soundboards off.
I have soundboards on, but
I heard
I
it.
have soundboards off because I don't like them.
it was the Daleks.
It was a screech as a observer is looking at the open gate. Okay, Jem, immediate stealth check. The usual penalty that they have does not apply for this roll.
Okay.
And yet you still beat them, quickly taking cover behind a corner.
Wait, I didn't roll yet.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was previously.
Please roll. That was the previous roll. Okay.
Don't roll a one. Don't roll a one.
No, it's okay.
There we go.
There we go.
I haven't rolled yet.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you managed to duck. They are immediately moving to close the gate, but a clockwork observer saw the gate moving. And you're not and did screech. Immediately, two of the clockwork defenders are en route. You have, and you can. The patrol route is temporarily interrupted. If you slip along the back path behind the houses, your odds are pretty good of getting back to the Abbey. Your odds are pretty good, favorable getting to the Abbey. Or you can you could take the risk and open fire.
Why would I do that? They can't freaking see me. Not just that, but like when I can not only just do that, I can also be off the ground. I can take shelter underneath. You know how roofs will sometimes like poke out of the walls?
Eaves.
I can always
Yep.
hide under there too.
Yeah.
So I got plenty of hiding spots. As long as the guy is out, I'm good. Is the guy gone?
Yep, the guy
I'm
is
doing
outside.
stuff.
Good, he's gone. I'm gonna hide.
You're gonna make your way.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make my way back, keeping to the shadows
Okay.
and
Give me a
undercover.
stealth check. This time with advantage.
Okay. All the stealth checks.
You are fine. That roll was a lot closer though. Okay. By sliding along the back roots, a little bit of spider climbing, you evade attention. You can say that at this immediate moment, there's at least one defender and at least 3 defenders and 1 observer over here. So
Okay.
they moved in. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and poof your token as you rejoin the party. Back at the Abbey of the Deep Brother.
Okay. When I get in there, I will report. So he's out. Somebody, one of the little flying ones, noticed the door open. I can now safely confirm that the screechers do summon other guards somehow.
You heard the
And
screech.
Everyone
I know
heard the screech.
except me, but that's okay. But I heard the screech. Jem heard the screech. She's
Jem
going.
heard the screech.
We're going. Oh, so
And
they
admittedly, it wasn't
screech
actually the
and they
Dalek
hang.
screech.
What was that last thing you said, Jen?
I don't know. I got interrupted. I lost my track. What was I saying?
Screechers do summon things. Our gnome buddy is out. Screech. Yeah.
I got it. Like going, with one, there was when I left, there were one screecher and like maybe 3 or 4 of the normal ones. So I guess with any one of them spotting something, that's about how many will show up, unless there's more alarm, I assume. So we can probably use that to our advantage, knowing what a small distraction of a screecher, will cause. I think a much bigger distraction like the explosion we planned, will work wonderfully. That'll set them all straight there.
Clayton's going to be very happy for this intel. Meanwhile, how are the brigands doing?
They both seem more than a little terrified at the from what they heard. And this is by this point, Clayton would definitely have figured out they are unarmed and unarmored. They were not. Manacles on their wrists, no weapons. They lucked into getting here.
Yes, Clayton would have been doing his best to keep them calm. And frankly, he's got a soft spot for down on their luck near do wells. And
Yep.
his question remains in the air: do they want to get out of the city, or do they want to get out of the city while avoiding the gnomes too?
There's another way out that we could use. I think. No, we need gear. We need gear.
Another way out, you say?
Yes, Yes, cave mouth. As it is aptly named, is the mouth of a different cave system. It goes into the mines, and there should at least be one route we can take out. The problem is that the mines have stuff in them, so we need to get our weapons back.
Clayton's going to say, I'm all for that, but I just want you guys to know we've been advised that things have been released and that they're patrolling that whole corridor. It'll be risky. I'm happy to help, But
the two look at each other.
You have to decide if they want to risk it.
it's their
Biscuit for
lives.
the biscuit.
Mm.
Better the mines, or when they're paying less attention to the gate. If you can find our gear should be in the jail. If you can retrieve that for us, we'll get out of your way.
Clayton's gonna say, that sounds like the safest plan for you guys, honestly. Let me
Mm-hmm.
give you guys some food and a little bit of drink, and we'll see about getting your weapons. I'd keep your heads down in here and don't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You do know that the jail is in the next district, Turbine Heights.
Yep, and we also know that the map was incorrectly labeled, so that the jail is actually the infirmary and the infirmary is actually the jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But just as
That
important.
seems like a silly mistake.
They were a little panicked.
That's a fair bit of an understatement. Let's see. Let me reveal the next stretch. So, all right. Your sense of the timing to slip out is now potentially scrambled by the fact that they had an alarm go off. Sliding out of the abbey is going to be riskier. But once you establish that, you have decent odds of being able to advance.
Clayton's just gonna say, okay, Jim, if we want invisibility, now is the time. If we open the door, can we send you out under a bridge to watch the new patrol routes?
Yeah. No
He's gonna
problem.
glance at everyone else and say, unless you all think we should save the invisibility for something else.
No, I think it's a good idea.
Nope.
Yep.
This seems like a good time.
Seems like a good time.
Clayton's gonna nod and say,
Thumbs up.
all right, it's on you, Jim.
All right.
Okay.
So I cast invisibility. Well, once I'm out the door, I guess I cast
Well,
invisibility.
we'll open the door. You can cast invisibility in here and go do your thing.
Okay. All right. That's what I do.
Focus pinging you
And
back
go
up.
do my thing.
Okay, so all right, let's start with you. Someone roll me a flat d20 up here, luck check.
Not Clayton.
Pure D20. I will attempt. And I
Hello,
hope.
Tabitha.
God damn it!
Wow.
Oh,
Can someone else
Wow.
roll?
Oh no.
The door's open. A clockwork observer is staring at them.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Dang it.
Hold on. It sounds like Clayton's plan is back on the menu.
Yep.
No.
We don't like that plan.
But we
Okay.
don't
have
want
been
that.
seen, so.
Well, you guys have been seen, not me.
Yeah, Jem
Does
is
nobody
Jem
have a
is
lightning
perfectly
spell?
safe.
Okay.
Nobody has a
Now-
lightning spell.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Midnight can spit lightning, but it's not really a.
Plus,
some
if the
lightning at
observer
him.
has seen us, that means Tixie has seen us. With luck, she's only
This
seen
is
the
not-
person opening
Is
the
this
door.
an observer or is this one of the regulars entries?
This is an observer.
So you do have the option of just blasting the damn thing apart to minimize the information that gets to Tixie.
So then I started blasting.
Mhm.
And then we started blasting.
Yes.
Spit
Hey,
lightning like you're
anyone
spitting a
who-
fish.
Anyone who's willing to
Spit
chance
lightning.
becoming known to Tixie, specify what you're attacking with and roll it.
Let me see
Go
here.
ahead
Attacking with.
and breathe lightning instead of fire or acid.
Hey.
Why don't you touch a thingy over there, like?
Where's the button?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything I could do. That wouldn't hurt anyone else.
That
Clayton doesn't like his odds
is...
here.
I mean, I could Eldritch Blast it, and then I'd lose my
Yeah.
invisibility.
Yeah, you lose your invisibility that way. That is not a good plan.
It's not
But if she
optimal.
would do it, she certainly can.
I'm waiting for Mitney to spit lightning. That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay. Yeah. Midday declared, so let's let midday be solved. Okay.
Dex save on the thing to avoid. And so we blast.
What's your save DC?
Something about... You know, it'd be nice if I could just add this to it. Dex against my keys. We talked about this and I keep forgetting about it. It's something
8
about...
plus Dex plus proficiency bonus. Normally. Or 8 plus whatever your
14.
attacking attribute is. 14. Yep, it is zapped, but it is still moving. That said, it looks like one more hit's gonna drop that sucker. Who's gonna take the chance to make that hit?
I'm pretty sure Ari is a better shot than Clayton here.
Mm.
And if no one steps up, then Clayton will improvise. Fair warning.
I can also cast a spell.
Okay.
Smoothie would be hilarious. Just spawns right in his viewpoint.
Hi, how's it going?
Yes, I mean, and since Smoothie is not ground bound,
It's an option.
Right in its eyeball.
Yeah. Just kind of the what the fuck is that?
The fuck is this? The fuck is that?
Destroys the camera.
Deploying terrorizing thing will probably make the Clayton fan option much less palatable. Conversely, terrorizing Tixie may be useful for other purposes.
See,
unfortunately, this is a spur of the moment thing, so you have basically 5 seconds. You shot lightning. Clayton can solve that problem, but if you summon the Smoothie, that problem ain't getting solved.
Choice is yours.
Yep. Okay. All right. Fuck it.
Minnie's on board with terrorizing Smoothie. Or terrorizing Trixie.
Fuck it. Let's go play terror.
Smoothie appears. Roll the attack.
Alright. Smoothie's character sheet. Let's use Rend. Normal roll.
You don't even need to roll that damage. It is
God
cleaved in
damn,
twain.
yeah.
Now the problem is that you hear the incoming footsteps of 2 of the hound's defenders incoming. Jamisha, since your visibility is up, you are free to try and slip ahead to figure out the route, or free to use this to get an alternate angle. Based on what you're seeing, you don't think the defenders have the ability to see invisibility through invisibility.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have Jamisha decide first. Then everyone else. Do you engage combat? Do you slam the doors? Or do you go for a different? Or do you collectively attempt to run?
Well, while Jamisha is doing her action, Clayton can't see her, so he doesn't know what she's doing. He's going to try and listen to determine which way the defenders are coming from, and then he's going to say, once he has an idea, it's time to haul ass.
One is coming from each bridge.
Oh, wonderful.
So you don't know how strong these things are yet, but the observers went again. You think that had the damage roll by Mitney been just a little better, it would have been a one shot.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Mitney
So
might
Something
have cried.
that was Clayton's talk action while Jem is moving. So Jem can go first, and then we decide. But we are not
Okay,
staying in here.
Gem is she slipped out for sure. And she might linger just a little bit to make sure they're okay before once she's sure that they're like okay, then she might move on. But if they're struggling with the two bads, then she's gonna help. But for the moment,
Okay.
she's gonna observe to make sure they're fine before she goes do her job. She's not gonna leave her friends to do it by themselves. If
all right. Well, I'm going to again keep this simplistic. I have turned on the turn order and am going to ask for a stack of for you guys to roll me your initiatives.
May I interrupt very briefly?
Yes.
We are not. Clayton has already stated we are not staying inside the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton, upon saying that, and once Jem is clear, is going to step outside, step over to this thing, and he's immediately going to move behind the temple. Whether or not everyone else wants to follow him, that is their call.
Oh God,
Oh.
weird. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
no
My
token.
thing was being weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was saying that. I don't know if you.
Only
I don't know if you
Clayton
can
has a
see my
token currently,
initiative.
so
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we could be tokens in the void if you need to put us somewhere.
yeah, I'm gonna quickly deploy tokens for the full party to full tokens. These are not reflective of actual positions, they're just to allow you to get.
Mm-hmm. To allow initiative to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There we go. Jeez. I mean, I know it's initiative. It
Midday,
doesn't
you're
matter as
huge.
much.
I am also huge.
Giant dwarf.
So midday is normal size then.
Oh dear.
Yay.
Okay. Let's
So
do.
Ari is extra small.
I shrunk.
Okay. So all of you except Jamisha are by the door. They are approaching. Let's see. Their initiatives are set. Okay. Clayton, you have the first move for this round. They are about 50 feet away, easily in range of gun, not in range of going straight into melee.
Looking at my options, Clayton's just going to glance around and say, okay, our best plan right now, I could try to blow that bridge, but that's going to cut off one of our escape routes. I think we should try to shove them off the cliff as they approach us.
Sounds like a great plan.
Okay. They
Good old
are
shove actions.
okay. I will note that the roughly, so I'm gonna shuffle Gem's token. From the door to that cliff is about 15 feet. So it would be, you need a pretty serious shove to pull that off, or you need to trick them.
Well, that's why
to
we went
approach.
behind the temple. That's about
Mm-hmm.
5 feet from there.
Yes,
There's
we're,
shorter
we're
spots.
trying to scoot to behind the temple.
Okay. So your strategy is to you've got a possible strategy. You might also be able to just beat them up and get
we
it
might
that
absolutely be able to beat them up, and we may want to just figure out how tough they are, but Clayton doesn't want to deal with two, and he doesn't want reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Clayton's just going to look at Archie and say, Archie, with me, the rest of you, get that other one.
Aye.
He's going to move over here.
Okay. So keep in mind that there was no back exit, so
No,
you're
how we went was as soon as Jem went out, Clayton said, "We need to haul ass." He saw the Clockwork Defender on the bridge. He turned, ran around the temple,
Okay.
and rested there with the group, assuming they all.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we'll say initiative was rolled, so it is your opening turn. Do you wish to open fire or
Is going to move into position here, leaving room next to him for Archie, and getting within about 5 feet of the cliff's edge, and hoping that they'll be able to shove the damn thing off.
okay?
And holding his action until the Clockwork Defenders gets closer.
Okay. Archivist,
Yep.
you're able to easily shuffle next to Clayton.
Yep.
Making tokens further, so that it's clear who is over the edge. Anyone whose position is in the pit at the moment, basically, I'm not assuming your position yet until you actually shuffle in. Again, we're in Theater of the Mind mode. Don't worry about ranges too precisely.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
So, Smoothie also needs a marker, so let me.
Midday needs to re-add
Yep.
initiative.
And
Movies.
full
HG has
HP.
not reset. There we go.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. So you have your regular actions. You have 2 targets. Though they are each a bit away. How do you want to start?
Okay, let's see.
Clayton is hoping for a help action from Archie, and otherwise
Yeah.
that leaves you for the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I will Archivist will give Clayton the help action. And I'm just thinking where would it be best to move Smoothie for the moment.
Yep.
Mm.
The primary options are either around near the rest of you around back or towards one or the other defender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably move back closer to Archivist and Clayton, but a bit in the air just as a just as backup.
So if Dixie can see, she really knows that she's got a ghost after her.
Uh-huh.
Okay, wing icon deployed, mark flying position. Ari, there's 2. One's going straight towards Clayton and Archivist. So anyway, you gonna start blasting or something else?
We'll start blasting. The one going after them, obviously.
One going for them, okay. So you're gonna shrink tokens and zoom in.
Good shot.
Okay,
go.
that is a hit. Roll me your damage.
Way to go, hubby.
Okay. The shot clearly has an impact on it, but it keeps moving. Midday.
Midday will mirror the I would like to prepare for shove of other.
Okay, so over to this side. Okay.
Yes.
Zephiel.
Okay, so so there's one in between Ari and I that we're kind of working on, right?
No, that's Smoothie.
Oh, that's Smoothie. Okay. So
I know that the wing icon gets in the way, but that's Smoothie.
Okay, I could not tell. So there's one closer to Clayton and Archie, and one closer to the rest of us. If
One
I'm
closer to
seeing this
Midnay,
right,
most particularly, yes.
most particularly. Okay.
And
Um.
Jamisha is currently not partaking in combat, but is invisible.
Okay, so Gem's invisible. Am I allowed to give bardic inspiration to Smoothie? Is that
As I recall,
possible?
pets are valid targets.
Yeah.
Oh right, I need to switch the music.
I mean, if we're using Smoothie to attack
We're using Smoothie as a weapon of terror,
as a weapon of
Mhm.
terror,
which is our favorite use of Smoothie, traumatizing people.
if we use the inspiration to up the terror, maybe, or at least give another chance at upping terror in
Oh
the case
dear.
of a failed terror.
Mhm.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Bardic inspiration to Smoothie. And are we
Wow, with a token.
actively Yeah. And are we actively attacking either of them, or are we just kind of preparing to attack?
Ari has
We are
attacked the one
preparing.
that Mitnay, or not Mitnay, that Archie and Clayton are preparing to shove.
Okay. Is my main action the bardic inspiration, or is that a
Bonus.
bonus? That's a bonus. Okay, cool.
You still have main action, yes.
I don't know how much it's going to do, but let me see what I have.
If Zeph helps Mitnay, Mitnay will get an advantage on her shove attack.
Oh yeah. Am I able to bardic inspiration?
Oh no, I mean it's a help action.
The
Oh,
help
help
action
action.
is a different
Oh,
thing.
okay. Oh, okay, yeah,
So the
I'll
bardic
help.
inspiration will improve the shove roll on top of the advantage of help.
Okay. Since
Yep.
I already used an inspiration on Smoothie, I will just do a help action to help Mitney with the shove. And do I have to roll for that, or?
Nope. That is a I'm helping you.
Okay.
So it just gives Midnight straight advantage.
Okay. I think that's about all I can do.
Okay. We're gonna resolve this one first. It runs in. It opens a claw. It opens a clawed mouth, a fanged mouth that is coursing with visible electricity, and it does attempt to bite at Clayton.
Oh God.
That's a horrible mouth.
Do I need to step in?
We'll see
After this one.
What happens.
Okay, Clayton, DC 13 Strength saving throw. Also, ow, that is electricity.
Mm.
Oh, I might have to step in.
Yeah.
DC 13, you said?
Yes.
Oof.
It is latched on.
Well,
Well,
the
we're not
plan is
shoving.
not good.
What? No. The plan
But
still works.
you have your ready to action.
I have my
and
ready
it
to action,
begins.
and it just means I need to change the action. You still help me.
Oh dear.
Oh
Well,
dear.
hello, welcome back, Rico.
I'm gonna have to do something, aren't I?
Well,
We'll know after this.
Jamisha, go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay. It's okay. I still have another spell slot. I think.
do.
I have 2. Okay. Phew. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, that reminds me. I should probably mark that off. Un momento, por favor. Boop. Okay. I think that's where I put it, right? I just
what
do
you
the
for-
little dot to mark the invisibility used.
Yes.
No, you just decrement your spell slot. So like so at level 3 you have 2, so the 2 becomes 2. The one you can change becomes a 1.
All right. I think I understood that.
Yeah, just decrement the spell slot count in your set. This is because warlocks you always cast at max level.
Okay. Well.
So.
Where do I take away the spell slot?
It is under spells.
That's what I thought. And where under spells?
If you look at the little brick, the little header for like cantrips, spell slots or first level, it says spell slots total, spell remaining.
Go to the one for level 3 because that's the level of the spells you're casting is at, and you'll change that 2 to a 1.
Okay. Which 2? The first one or the second one?
The one you can click on, which is the second one.
So that becomes a 1. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That's what I was trying to figure out. All right.
Okay.
Initiative.
Okay. So you will be first on the next round after the defenders have resolved. So you will have the option to get surprise on them. Now, Clayton, your action.
Fortunately, being attached to this thing does give me some insight. While it's holding on to, I'm assuming my arm.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Clayton is going to draw his gun with his other hand, and with a steadying hand from Archie, going to try and peer into its maw and shoot it in the jaw. He wants to see if there's delicate clockwork gears inside.
Okay. This is going to be this is a spicy action. Firing it that point blank to your arm. Oh boy, there are risks attached with this, but
there are absolutely risks. Basically, what I'm picturing is Clayton shoving the barrel of the gun next to his arm, turning it as much as he can, trying to peek in, and squeezing the trigger.
Oh my god.
Okay. Step 1. Perception check. No special advantage.
I think he's going to die on his own gem.
Not if he kills himself first.
Yeah, exactly.
That's valid.
We can revive him, and then Jem can kill him again.
And
yes,
then revive him
perhaps
again.
a little bit of necromancy is in order.
Good news, bad news. Bad news. The segments are separated. This won't let you directly shoot a core as far as you can see. Good news. What you can shoot is its ability to electrocute, and if it's a really good hit, possibly its ability to bite entirely, forcing it to change to a different attack mechanism.
Yes.
Ooh.
Now we get the fun part.
Probably a less powerful one.
Yes.
Probably.
Now we get the fun part of the attack roll, which is advantage and practically can't miss. But then we get, I believe, the dex save, the strength save, whatever.
We'll see what happens.
Yep. So attack roll first or save first. DM's choice.
Attack roll first, since you're doing something kind of nuts. Yeah.
And this is advantage because he's being helped. Oh yeah.
That easily hits. Roll me the damage.
Yep.
Okay, and roll me a raw d20 as a luck check as the bullet bounces around the inside of this thing's maw. Okay. Its jaw partially unhinges, releasing you from its grip as a bullet damages part of the artificial musculature. You are no longer grappled.
Yay.
The bullet bounces and scrapes bounces, it scrapes against your torso. 1 damage.
A little scratch.
That's
He's
not as
not.
Okay,
Hold on.
now
Stop. I'm asking a quick question. I took no damage. I just forgot to hit long rest last time, right? Because we took no damage between the long rest and this.
yeah,
I'm
your
showing
current
29 hit
HP of
points. But I should be-
29 is accurate. That electrified bite hit like a truck.
Oh, the 20. Oh, I see. Okay, so I take 1 damage from the 29. Thank you.
Mhm.
I was just like, where did that come from? Thank you.
Oh, it concealed the roll.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
the attack
wondering
roll
where
was
the
a
damage came
24.
from. I'm like,
It was 9 piercing and 6 lightning.
okay.
All right.
So that's what happened.
Ouch!
Yeah, these
No
guys.
one wants to get bit.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, now because the action was different than expected, I am going to say that you do not have a chance to get the shove off at this time.
Oh, I absolutely don't. The attack action replaces the shove action.
Okay, but we have to resolve the other one too.
Yep.
The one that's
Mhm.
charging Mitney.
Yes.
Okay, Mitney, again, this thing goes for a bite. Remind me your AC, please.
I need to go back to that page. 15.
Eek. Dang, these things are actually rolling pretty hard. Now, unfortunately, that means that it does get the chomp on you for 10 piercing and 5 lightning damage.
Ew.
And roll me a strength save.
Strength save.
Mhm.
Oof.
Yep.
We're just
It is
rolling
latched onto
sixes
your
on
arm.
the strength saves.
This is
I'm gonna have to
that's
help save. Mm-hmm.
you may
Yep,
have to
I'm gonna have
step
to
in.
save people.
However, Mitney, you do have your action, and you did have a help on it, so it may be an advantage.
So, the other clock works. No. It's got one arm. Grab.
You hear
Godzilla it back now.
you hear the gunshot on
Yeah,
the
it's
other
like-
defender.
I hear the gunshot on the other defender. Okay, so this is not going as planned.
Which means plan shove them to their fiery doom did not work.
Yes,
Yeah.
which means new plan is murder.
Uh-huh.
I will note we are incoming on session time, so when this ends, I'm going to drop the cliffhanger, and we're going to proceed. And we'll have to proceed.
Okay,
Mhm.
Mitney would like to, I guess, just punch it in the face with her other hand. Maybe
Okay.
on that door hinge, see if she can break that too.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. It is with advantage, thanks to Zephiel.
You're welcome.
Shut up, Clayton.
What can I say except you're welcome?
That hits.
Oh, yeah, and this just proves you would have died instantly.
Yeah, that too.
And then I get punch number 2.
This proves your plan would have failed miserably as well.
My plan would not have been to try and shove the clockwork defenders.
Oh dear.
Is number 2 also advantage or no?
I'm gonna say no this time.
Yeah, it's only one action.
Punch.
That does hit.
Punch. Let me. Brain is off.
All right. It is still latched on.
Then it's flurry of blows. 1 key point here for another punch. Wow, rude.
Ooch. That one bounces off of its siding.
Bad angle. Fine. How rude.
Rude as hell.
Dogs. I can hide on a roof. Can we focus on not dying now? You do the told you so's later. Okay.
Whose turn is it?
Do you have one more attack roll with the flurry? Or
I
It's
don't
only one
remember.
extra attack.
I think it's one extra.
okay.
Yep.
Then turn, Jamisha. Clockwork Defender, right there. It clomped onto Mitney.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking blast it, I guess.
She started
Okay.
blasting.
You
Just
roll
start
with
blasting.
advantage as you were invisible.
Okie dokies.
That
That's
decisively
a
hits.
very nice advantage.
Okay. Are you fucking shitting me?
At least you hit.
Shouldn't be right. She should have 2d10, shouldn't she? Or is it 2 separate attacks? Or 2 separate damage?
Oh right, you get a second beam. Also, it's still at and you get, roll the damage second time for the second beam. You fire both at once. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'd rather be rolling my own dice.
Right? Roll 20s being extra.
Mm-hmm.
You should see some the observers until that one you ran into got a chain of nat ones on their perception check. Just for the record.
So what is
And,
it?
so the luck
Right.
roll, really, it's the fault of the luck roll, is what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
So
Luck will started all of this.
Yeah, no, what I'm hearing is that Clayton could have shouted, Dixie, I want to see you, until the cows came home and the observers wouldn't have noticed.
Uh-huh.
It's starting to seem that way. Speaking of Clayton, speaking of shouting about being a fanboy of Tixie, though, Clayton, your turn.
Clayton's just going to turn
So
his head and
mad
shout
at
to
him.
Ari, Ari, help the others. Try to shoot for the hinge on the jaw.
I'll do my best. I got
Clayton is
two more moves until I can go though.
Clayton, you are loose.
Yes, that's why Clayton was giving battle advice to Ari. Unfortunately, now it's had a chance to stabilize its position, so the shoving plan would be very risky. Unfortunately.
Both Clayton and Mitney perception checks.
Absolute.
Okay. Mitney, you can see the effect that your hits are having.
Yeah.
The health bar should have just become visible.
Okay.
Okay.
You're not as certain yet, Clayton.
Yeah. Well, Clayton's less worried about that and more on getting Mitney free. He also doesn't exactly have much that can scratch that.
Well,
Hey, puppy, want a treat? He does have firecrackers.
Firecracker in the mouth might be tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bullet
okay.
won't do much. A sword might be able to cut something important, but Clayton isn't a good swordsman. He is, however, right next to the mouth and be in a position to pull out a firecracker, shove it in its mouth, and jump back.
Okay. Roll me a
I'd say wouldn't that just be a straight unarmed attack?
yeah.
So unarmed attack plus dex. So
Okay, versus its dex-based defense, really.
Oh, a 17 to a 20. That's nice.
Okay, yeah, you landed in there, and the strike also deals out a hint damage to it before the explosion. The small, well-placed explosion finishes unhinging its jaw and renders it, you can tell, bloodied.
Yes.
To use the 40
Clayton
term. It is at
then
half health.
finishes his turn by stepping back. And, yeah, I think that's his turn.
Okay. Archivist.
Yep.
This thing no longer has a jaw, but it is still looking like it's going to keep attacking.
We forgot about Smoothie last time.
Oh,
Oh.
we did forget about Smoothie last time.
Smoothie must be hovering ominously to scare more observers.
Yeah. Smoothie's on
he
the lookout for
should.
other observers. All right. Going to just directly attack the thing.
Okay.
Attack 1.
Chunk.
That hits.
Cool. Take damage. And second attack. Since I have that at this level, that's even better.
Nice.
Nice, nice, nice.
It's on its last legs, but is still mobile.
All right. I don't think I can do anything else at the moment because I need to use my action to make Smoothie do anything.
All right. Ari, you were signaled to work on the other defender.
Yep.
On the other hand, you can tell that the one that was on Clayton is last legs. Your follow the cue or try to reduce the numbers. Your choice. Or you could do something completely different that will throw me for a loop yet again. I mean,
I'm not so good at that. I usually tend to be pretty predictable.
That Optimus Fire was genius.
I mean, yeah, occasionally I'll have those random anime rule of cool moments. No, this time I think I'm gonna follow instruction just because it is near my life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ari can do called shots with much more ease than Clayton. So
This is true, yes.
You literally have a class feature for it.
Mm-hmm. Is that the Hawkeye one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Deadeye's called shot.
What's a good spot to hit?
Clayton's exact call was see if you can hit the hinge on the jaw.
Hinge on the jaw. Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay. So, okay, so how this works, first off, you're declaring Hawkeye. That's okay. You have, so that's one of your Hawkeye uses used at the moment. Then you will open fire with your gun as a regular attack. If you hit, then it saves against the additional effect, which at this point will actually be, different than the regular headshot effect, but it would be a con save.
Okay.
Okay. So the nice part is that you don't have to use any further resources. As long as that thing's up, you get to keep Hawkeyeing it.
Hello.
Hello.
Roll me that damage.
I'd kiss that jaw goodbye. Double
You
it.
don't mess
Two.
don't mess with my wife.
My wife.
Roll me an additional.
Yep.
It would be actually just an additional D10, but that's
Oh.
still. I pulled the number out and applied it. Yeah, that hits hard, and net 2 on its save. Its jaw collapses. Mitney, you're able to get free before it can charge the second surge of that electricity.
Good.
Good shot, little bro.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, Mitney.
Mitney is going to punch it in the face.
As you should.
Mitney's just
Okay.
gonna go punch. She's right here. Punch. Punch.
That hits.
Good punch.
Good job.
Punch.
I'm
And
glad
finishes
y'all are
it.
rolling great.
And then
You
she's
guys
gonna
sure
kick it over
rolled like
top.
shit. I was
Okay.
rolling really well up until that 1d20.
Yep.
Apparently, the game really, really wanted some drama.
Mm-hmm.
One down and falling to its volcanic-y doom.
Yeah, Mitney was like, fuck that shit.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Ooh. Okay, Zephiel.
Hello.
This one is
Well,
on its last legs. You don't know exactly how much HP it's got left, but
I
it's-
don't think I have anything that can murder it, because my only real combat move would be Whelm, and that won't actually deal a damaging blow. I guess I could use it to bring it down enough, unless it's already on its last hit point.
Yep. Or you could just try for a more plinky move like Vicious Mockery. Or you could be batshit insane and break out the rapier.
I mean, I could break out the rapier.
So
I haven't.
choice is yours.
I honestly forgot I had it.
Yeah.
Do you want to insult the dog and hope that it has a brain damage, or do you want to stab it?
I don't know. If it has a brain, it's a very mechanical one. I suppose.
I'll give you a freebie. You think you have good reason to think that would work.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, we know that there's psychic connections between these things, so.
Or at least
Well,
some of
I
them.
will just Vicious Mockery. Your mother is a goddamn llama, and that's an insult to llamas.
Ooh. Okay.
Does Vicious Mockery work on automatons?
But we know
Apparently
there's a
so.
psychic
Apparently, yeah.
Well, they can be telepathic, I guess, so
Roll-
they can have a.
Roll the damage. It failed the save.
It lost its jaw. Then its mother gets called a llama.
Oh, and not only does the mother get called a llama, then I said that was an insult to llamas.
Oh.
It is freezing. It is tensing. And then because we accidentally moved its turn, it hastily kicks at Archivist. Not a controlled shove, but it does get a quick tap, slam again. It slams against you for 4 damage.
I'm sorry.
Jabisha,
It's fine.
Yes.
your turn.
Emotional damage.
This thing is on death's
Alright.
door, so.
Yeah.
Well, it's not actually within my line of sight, I guess, but
So you can shuffle around. You can shuffle around to get into line of sight of it pretty quickly. We're
okay.
in Theater of the Mind Dish modes, so I'm not paying attention to positioning.
Right, go ahead and then move me, please.
Okay, yeah.
How about
That's
right
enough to
there?
get you line of fire.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll just Eldritch Blast it again.
That
Straightforward.
sounds like a plan.
Pray.
I pray. I believe.
Good.
That hits decisively. Roll damage twice.
Again, with the same bullshit.
In the same order, no less. It collapses. It is done. We are past end of time by a little bit.
A little bit.
So let me reveal like the so you think you hear from in the distance Svirfneblin cursing.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Yeah, Clayton.
Guys, I think we made her mad.
Yeah,
I'm going,
think.
Oh
I'm
well.
gonna look
Teleport
at I'm
is-
gonna look at Clayton in the eyes and say, not a fucking word.
Clayton to say, I will save that for later. Right now, we need to run for cover so she doesn't know where we are.
Yeah.
That is
Yep.
a good idea.
Okay.
And
I'm
that will
going to
be
put
next week.
Yes. Same bat time, same bat place.
Yep.
okay.
I'm stomach.
You're sleeping on the couch tonight, bud. I don't know which couch, but I just know you're sleeping on the couch.
Mm,
Anyway, I'm gonna raid Vespi because Vespi and a few others are doing raft. That's a throwback to another time. And yeah, I will be back on Wednesday with Minecraft and Friday with probably more 14. We will see. And for now, that should be it. Thank you everyone who joined, and I appreciate you all, and I love you all, and have a good night.
Night.
My wife. My wife.